Okay. You ready over there?
Yeah, just pick it up so I can put on my social media.
Hey, nothing the matter with that.
I'm ready whenever you are, boo.
All right, let's get started.
I'm gonna act like this John ain't in here. Anywho.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am your host, the Landover Legend, aka Big T, and this is the I Can't Make This Up podcast. And all that wild shit. Oh man, I want to thank you everybody for tuning in for another installment. It has been a trying week for us DMVers.
Yeah.
2020 holds no punches, and I have a guest here that can contest to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce my family, my cousin, business owner, proud black mom, college graduate, full-time mother, teacher, employee, and business owner. Like black women are superheroes in real life. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta, you gotta recognize that. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Ladaria Benson.
Hey, what's up out there? What's up?
She's trying to, use a radio voice
trying
and
to use
shit.
My little sexy. Hey.
Radio voice or not, we are here to talk shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that shit.
This is the I Can't Make This Up podcast. Is a podcast I created. People to have dope discussions about life, everyday events, and share stories. People like us, we have some incredible things that happen to us that you only see on TV sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all I can say is no one is this creative to come up with the stuff that happens to us. At least for me. You know what I'm saying? It's You ever had a squirrel come directly at you? Yeah. Like squirrels usually run away from humans.
Nah, not these Jones.
Yeah. So I had at one point in time in my life, working in the cable field, I witnessed a squirrel come out of a tree and beeline towards me at 9:00 in the morning. My only thought was that squirrel knew something I didn't know. I didn't want to find out what that was. So I got the fuck. I looked stupid hopping on the hood of a vehicle for a squirrel. But I didn't die. The next man might have. I don't know. The lady was just like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "You didn't see it?" They're like, "What?" Okay.
Especially them Jones down there by like Navy Yard area and shit. Like them Jones just be walking freely on the sidewalk, like we in their way and shit. Like
the pigeons or rats in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they literally will stand up and say, "Move, nigga." This shit not fair. I don't understand it. So, tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. Where do I begin? Well, first and foremost, Terrence, and I have the type of bond that is very different from any other type of bond that I have with a male out here. See, one thing he didn't say is we grew up playing football and shit together. And, like, he used to tackle me and shit when I used to have the ball. And, like, I really didn't like Terrence when we was kids, but I grown to like him because of his funny-ass fucking stories he used to tell. But over the years, I even told this nigga, I was like, "Dog, you need to record these fucking stories you be telling. Nobody will believe the shit that nobody will believe the shit that you would say, I swear to God." So I seen it in the making, young. I ain't gonna tell you how many times you done made my motherfucking ass cry. Like tears rolled down my face and all with some of the stories. So I'm glad to see you here. I'm proud of you. And of course, I love you. Now that's off my chest. I am what they call a strong-minded woman. I feel like I can call myself that at this point. I am a business owner and I also work for somebody else. But to double back, I started my business when I wasn't working for somebody else. I realized I had just had my son. Shit was tight, bills was tight. You know, my kid's father and I, we was just trying to manage and shit. And, you know, by me not having no income, I felt bad as a mother not being able to like support or put nothing to the table or whatever. So, mind you, I did have another business. I was doing insurance. Remember that? When I was doing life insurance. So that shit was bringing in bread. But when I had my son, I had to like chill because I had to focus on him. And, you know, daycare fucking costs so much. So when we made that decision financially for me to stay home to be with the baby, that's when that shit hit. So when I started my business, Scentsy, it is spelled just like the word scent, add an S and a Y, Scentsy. I discovered it from actually my kid's father. He is, if you want to say, a person that like smell good, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, can we say we smoke weed on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, so like anybody that know me know I've been a weed smoker since God knows how fucking long. Well, he came over my house when we first started dating. And like he broke my oil burner dish, and that made me go off on him. And I was like, dog, you know, we was hitting the J and all that. So like I was pissed off, and he went over his cousin's house the next day and went to their bathroom, and the joint was plugged up. The Scentsy one was plugged up in the bathroom. And he came out and was like, hey, what is that smell? And she was like, oh, that's Scentsy in there. He came home. He bought me one from her with the wax and everything. And that's how I fell in love with the product. First, I was like, damn, this shit can motherfucking kill weed smells. And you ain't got to do nothing but just turn the shit on like a little lamp. You can leave that joint on all day. Oh, yeah. I'm about to start buying more of these junk. So, like, as time went on, people was coming over my house like, girl, what's that smell good? Like, and I'm pointing to the shits in the house, like showing them like how the different designs was and all that shit. And then next thing you know, I started sending people to the cousin-in-law, and I was like, hold on, I can make some bread off of this shit because I'm sending everybody that come over my house over her house to buy the products. So when I talked to her, she was like, yeah, you can sell this shit too. And I was like, bet. So I honestly didn't even have the money to start my business. It was $100 to start. So how I got the bread is, real talk, my kid's grandmother went to Atlantic City and hit some money. And she came back and broke bread with us and was like, you know, take this money for the kids, whatever. And I took $100 of that and invested into my business, and I didn't look back.
$100 investment.
$100 investment on myself. I bet it on my fucking self. I said, I gotta feed my kids. I gotta do something. I ain't about to sit here and let my kids go without. And that's the reason why I still believe in you should have your own business, to build it on the basis of letting yourself have something else to call out here in this world. And that's when I found out. That's what I wanted to do, be a business owner as well.
I agree.
That was 2014. Been doing it ever since. 2014.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
I told myself in the beginning of this year, when I realized my 9-to-5 job it isn't gonna work out, and I'm gonna end up putting somebody through some drywall.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I'm tired of going on these job boards and looking for somebody to give me a seat at the table. Yeah. I'm going to build my own table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is the start. You know what I'm saying? I Can't Make This Up podcast, step 1. Step 2, Land Over Legend Studios.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make that happen. But so you took $100 investment. Yep. You got started on Scentsy.
I flipped it, started my business. All them same motherfuckers that was coming over my house buying all my shit up, all of them end up being my customers. You know, sharing the products with their coworkers and other family and all that other shit. Referrals, clientels, me coming over people's houses, showcasing the products, all of that. That shit just thrives. For real, my clientele base it's to the point where like they're so loyal. I realize don't have to follow up as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
They just go on my website and order.
What's your website?
So my website is the nicest.scentsy.us, and that is THANICEST. That's Scentsy SCENTSY.us.
For all my listeners that can't really spell like that, you should put Siri next to the speaker on that part. Because I ain't gonna lie, I heard what she said, and I know how she spells the nicest, but I ain't about to repeat it phonetically for y'all and look like a fool. Because she's gonna be like, "Nah, you skipped the Z." A Z? I thought it was a P. I'm sorry.
First of all,
next.
You stupid.
Okay. So
yes. It's the real deal. I mean, like right now I'm mad at you for burning that candle, but because I get the objective of burning the candle idea. But I'm looking to the left and his Scentsy warmer is right there in place, ladies and gentlemen. So the products are real deal. And anybody who smoke weed, like for real, or just like to smoke in their house, cigarettes, whatever the fuck it is, you got sage and all, you need to get one.
So what's the sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
What's the products?
So Scentsy is a lot of things, but we are based on wax and warmers. So our warmers are specially made to melt our wax. The reason why our wax is specially formulated is because it doesn't require a lot of heat to melt. So our warmers realize the highest voltage it may use is a light bulb, 25 watts, to warm the wax. It don't burn it or anything. It just melts it, and then it releases the oils in the air. So that's how you get the large scent roll or the aroma, whatever it is you warming and everything. It's the same idea as a candle, but it's wickless. So you can leave it on. Leave it on meaning it has a light bulb on the inside. You can turn it on, turn it off, leave it on all day, all night. I mean, I haven't heard nobody say their electric bill went up because they had Scentsy warmers plugged up in their house, even people that have a whole rack of them. And that's where we're based at. And our wax doesn't even get hot. So I was a believer in the product when my son was like maybe 6-7 months old. Lil Rob was crawling around on the floor and shit. And he bumped into the one that was plugged in the wall, and the wax spilled on his back. He didn't cry or nothing. It didn't even like burn him. All we did was just fucking take his shirt off and waited till the wax cooled down because it fell on the hardwood floor, and then we just like scraped it with an old credit card and the shit got it.
It's semi-child proof.
It's safe. It's very safe.
Okay.
Very safe and non-toxic. So like if you got like real prone allergies to like real deal fruits, vegetables, or anything that's in our products, because we do use synthetic and artificial oils for a lot of our scents, but you won't have no allergic reactions to it. Like me, I'm allergic to pomegranate, but that is my favorite scent, and it does not bother me.
That's dope. I was about to say you in there taking antihistamines because you want to smell pomegranate.
Right. But that's when I was like, oh yeah, this shit legit. And once they start coming out with different product lines that smell good too, like stuff to use for your bathrooms, for your kitchen, shit for your laundry. Like the laundry shit I like because it get the funky smells out. Like if you got like a uniform, you wear that shit all day, every day, or you got workout clothes, sometimes that Tide or that Arm & Hammer or that oil may not like kick the smell out, but them junks like do. They got laundry liquid, they got stuffed animals, we got stuff you can put in your car, we got sprays. Man, we got a lot of shit. I mean, if you can think about any place you want to have scent, motherfucker, we got it. Whatever you think about using a scent at, we got it. Even for washing your pets, we got shampoo and shit for your pets. Like
that's dope. That's dope. Now I copped the candle wax or whatever, and the spray and the plug-in thing. and my sister took that. But I didn't know about the laundry.
Yes,
the
I'll give you
laundry
some
thing.
samples.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit your website up and place another order anyway because I've been preoccupied with other things.
Yeah,
And I just been doing the whole Amazon thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean,
convenient.
But I invest in Amazon, so I'm kind of paying myself at the same time. So it's 2020, people. If you don't know about stocks and bonds and Bitcoins, I suggest you look at a YouTube video or a newspaper clip and start investing in yourself because, that's where the money is. And it's change coming. Change is coming as of 2020. All right. So, how has 2020 affected your Scentsy business with COVID and everything?
Well, only thing it has affected is really the shipping. I must say I haven't seen a fluctuation in sales. I'm more so, for real, to be honest, I think I like what they call in like spades, like I underbid it like every month as far as my goal of sales that I would want to sell, and I've exceeded them like every month. I kind of underestimated myself, if you want to say, because I thought like the COVID was real live, about to like I ain't about to have no customers, like, or one person may order once a month, but I find that people put this shit on their grocery list. It's like part of their budget, no matter if it's you're reordering from me every month, every 2 months, or you just order a whole rack of shit and that shit'll last you for like 6 months. Because the wax is 1 cube of wax will last you through anywhere between 3 to 7 days of turning it on and off, the warmer on and off. Depending on how long you want to have it running, depending on how long your wax will last you as far as your scent. So you figure it comes with 8 cubes of wax in each pallet. You're good. You know what I'm saying? For a minute. So most people would just order enough to carry them for a few months. And next thing you know, they're refilling again every couple months on their own. Because they know what they like and they know what they're looking for and they know how much money they're going to spend at this point. So I figure $5 worth of wax, goes a long way versus you keep buying the cheap shit out of, I ain't going to speak of the other brand companies and stuff, but buying it out of there and then trying to use it in our warmer. You're doing yourself no justice. Like, just give me the $6 and let me change your life. Stop bullshitting. For real. And one thing I want to say to guys, for real, this ain't no girly shit. And I don't mean no harm. I do not like walking in a nigga house and his motherfucking shit stink. So why not have your home freshened up if you about to have a lady come over there and realize is going to change your life too, because you're going to start realizing you're going to like your room, your house smelling good too. If you have not even gotten into, scents and smell good. That's just for those who don't, what I'm saying, really do it like that. But yeah, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. For real. I've been using it myself since 2014 when I started selling it. And because I'm a believer in it and I use it the way I do, it's like I can't help but to share it. So I feel like at this point, I can't stop my business. I can't be like, oh, no, I don't sell it no more. I got too many people addicted. Shit is like crack. I got too many people addicted. Friends, family, and fucking co-workers. Imagine you in your office all day and people walk past and be like, damn, your office smells good as shit. All the time, niggas gonna get jealous and they're gonna want to know what that is. And that's how I grew my business at work. Just off of that. And I didn't even say shit to nobody. I just had my little shit in there chilling in my office, smelling good.
So basically, you turned something that you consider a luxury for somebody else into a necessity for everybody around you. Yeah. That's dope.
You're going to realize it's going to make your home smell better than you constantly buying, products in the store, because the quality of it lasts so much longer than the other stuff, And when I look at spending money on stuff, I look at quality. So if it's something that's going to work 10 times better than a generic, I'm going to invest in the real shit versus the generic just to get me by. Then I'm going to be sitting here like, damn, shit ain't work. Oh, like, damn, waste my fucking money, you know? But I found that when you are dealing with your health, you want to be a little bit more cautious of where you're spending and throwing your money at. So these products as well are safe as well. So I'm like, can't even beat that. And I got asthma. So anything triggers asthma, you know, and people also tell me about their allergies, kids with eczema and all of that. Hey, everybody in my house got a health ailment. So and they fuck with nobody. So is that real? Is that real?
So what is it? It's almost hyperallergenic,
exactly.
Whatever. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's dope. That's a product that,
and it's not soy, and I love soy, but it's not soy based. And the reason why it's not soy based because sometimes soy based products, when it gets in the air, that's when it causes the allergies and triggers. So that's why our products are not made with soy at all. Yeah. Okay. So the $1 million question: what kind of wax is it? Because I keep, people always be like, "What kind of wax is it in?" Okay. So y'all know how when y'all go get your feet done or your hands done, and that paraffin wax and shit they put your feet in or your hands in.
Sure. Yeah.
Or that wax they put on your food.
I'm very
in the grocery
familiar
store.
with that.
See, there you go. It is food grade wax. So I'm not saying, let your kids eat it for lunch. But if somebody was to ingest it, a dog, cat, or your kid, you straight.
It won't harm
Ain't
them.
nobody gonna have to go to no children.
I wouldn't suggest them doing anything after that, but it won't kill them.
Yeah, it won't kill them. So how can you beat that? You really can't beat that at all.
You'll get no argument from me.
Hey.
So, what would you say was your biggest challenge when you first got started, opposed to now?
Actually having to put my big girl drawers on and walk out here and beat these streets and introduce Scentsy to my neighborhood and community. Like, I had to get over that fear if I wanted to spread my business outside of my cousins and,
family and
friends. Yeah. And once I got over that, it was like, oh shit. So I actually started with the people that I patronize, like businesses that I patronize. Like, bitch, go pay State Farm for a car insurance. Go ahead to go get her hair done. Go ahead get her nails done. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to all these different places and I'm patronizing their business, I'm like leaving my samples, not just business cards, but samples with the wax and catalogs and shit like that. And like going to State Farm, and what I actually did was let them borrow the fucking product. I gave him a room and was like, I'll come back in a week. And I had customers, referrals, and the people that worked in the actual establishment was like, yeah, I want to get one. And that's how I actually started, like, growing my business in my community. And then I started getting noticed by business owners and stuff. And I was getting emails asking, hey, do you want to come set up and be an event at this event? Flea markets, bachelor parties, church events, schools, back to school night for schools. I've been at the RS building. I got to connect up there too when, before the COVID and all that other stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I was up there, John, getting it in. But once I got over that, I was okay with setting up my shit and being posted up somewhere like a pop-up. I was comfortable once I got past the fear of actually talking to people. I've always been a talker and a people person, but like, hey, asking somebody about, do you want to buy my product was something I was scared to motherfucking do. But once I got over it and once I learned, like, conversation starters, that's what it was. Conversation starters. That's what helped me out. And I had to actually go through training. I had to reprogram the way I was thinking. So one thing I also liked about Scentsy is because we're independent consultants, we have the right to run our business how the fuck ever we want to. And another thing about our business is we have Facebook groups and shit like that. So like us as consultants, we can like, collaborate, be in groups, special groups, asking for tips, tips and stuff like that. And we have training calls where like people may share their experiences about whatever. And just hearing and knowing that there's other motherfuckers out here that's on the grind like you, and this is what they doing, you start networking, and stuff like that. And it's like a ripple effect. Like that's all you want to do and be around is motherfuckers who are resourceful just like your ass. And that is how I started in 2014. Like I hit the pavement hard. Between 2014 and 2017, the first 3 years, I hit the pavement hard, like hard. It was times where I was up late at night after helping the kids do homework, sending their ass off the bed, and I'm up making samples and shit like that. Late at night, going to bed like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just so I can make sure I got enough shit to pass out when I'm in grocery stores and all this other shit, or I got invited to do an event to set up. Make sure everybody they order or buy something, if you just come to my table, you know who the fuck I am. That was the real deal. Like, bitch had to put blood, sweat, and tears in the first 3 years. But I'm seeing the fruits of my labor now. I don't have to work hard at all. All I have to do is just make sure motherfuckers ain't, out here going the cheap way out, going to Walmart and shit. And I'm like, hey, goddamn well it's been, but I can joke and stuff with a lot of my customers now because they kind of like, they know, and they'll be like, yeah, I wasn't before you know, but no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't, but I find that once people see how much you believe in your own shit, it would inspire them to want to have a piece of whatever the fuck it is you got to offer. You got to be genuine to yourself and about what you have to offer. And I think that's what attracts the clients and the customers, like, without you having to, put on no front in front of them.
Being genuine and 100.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, at least today, like back in the day, you wouldn't say people were on as guard.
Yeah.
As far as detecting people on some bullshit.
Yeah.
But now it's like that. It's like almost an extra sense that comes mandatory with everybody. So you can kind of tell if somebody on some bullshit or, you know what I'm saying, they genuine and they just, trying their best to fit in like everybody else.
Right.
So let me ask you this. What would you say was your biggest success with Scentsy?
Being able to have something I can control and I can manage it how I want to manage it. And I can put in work or not put in work, but still know that it's mine. At the end of the day, it's mine. And I can take my business as far as I want to take it. Some people just do it just for the habit, just to feed their own habit, and some do it like me. Because a bitch like to get her nails and fucking eyelashes done and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, and paying, money to get her fucking hair done, and no, I don't have no weave. I have locks. I like shit. So I look at it like my business is for me to just spend, like spending money. And my money I make for my 9 to 5 is what I actually make sure, bills and all that other shit. It's very helpful, being a mother of 3, that extra income, like, alone helps me the fuck out. Like, it's no fucking way I'm gonna not have something else extra on the side and just swear I'm so busy. Like, and I ain't got shit to show for, but I'm so busy and I can't do something for myself to earn $1. Tripping out here. It's very important that people take having a business serious, because I don't believe we're taught that enough in schools and stuff like that, where financial wealth, generational wealth, is not taught. So I find that now our generation is more so taking building businesses more serious than our parents were. You know, they was more so like, no, you need that 9 to 5. You know, we're like, fuck a 9 to 5. You need 9 to 5 plus extra plus. You know, and because we're finding out like it's some shit, it's some bullshit in there. You might as well, motherfucking, have your own business so you can have something to call your own.
Multiple streams of income is the new normal.
It is the new normal.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that. I love seeing people that, you know, I've watched grow their businesses from the bottom up. Like, I remember, like, their first post and be like, oh, okay, now look at them 3 years later. You know, like, those who stay committed. That's the key right there.
Commitment and consistency.
Yes. Yeah. Motherfuckers don't understand. You can't give up after 6 months to a year on your shit. Like, you got to keep going. I mean, if you want it, you got to keep going. And a lot of people don't want to even have to put all their energy into something else. Even if it's something to make them successful, they won't do it. Because it's just an excuse. They feel like they're too busy. That is the biggest excuse we use, is we're too busy. How are you too fucking busy and you're broke? I'm just saying.
Not everybody, in my opinion, know how to prioritize or don't know what's important, because you know, some people look at it like, I gotta have my bills paid. I gotta make sure this is right. I gotta make sure this is covered. Yeah. When you can create an atmosphere where all that stuff will come regardless. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the way I see it is, yes, I am in a position where I can pay my bills, but that's all I can do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I know what it feels like to be there.
So my goal is to not have to, you know, check my bank account every so often. You know what I'm saying? Set aside a time where I could go on vacation and not have to make deposit payments and shit like that. But people don't even know how to, you know, get to that point. You know, you, like most people who are in their 20s, and let's say they went to school. You know what I'm saying? They in a situation where, you know, they got deferred loan payments that they got to worry about. Or they messed around and messed their credit up with credit cards, or, you know, co-signing for someone's chain or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Rams, cars, motherfuckers, people with those wild shit.
So they kept saying, they get to the point where they're just like, man, they come at me all the while, I ain't never going to pay it. And it's hurting them. You know,
now
you can't even.
Fucking old, now they're trying to repair their credit. And it's like you paying people to repair your shit. And all of this and that, like, but that's the thing, we're not taught how to be better in a financial standpoint. We are not taught how to prioritize none of that shit. A lot of for real comes with just life experiences for some people, and then some actually come from them stepping out of their comfort zone and finding resources to help benefit them. You know, something to fuel their brain, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a book, a person you may listen to on a podcast or whatever. You know, I'm finding that people are taking financial literacy like to the roof now versus like 10 years ago when a bitch was in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people are really taking that shit more serious now than ever, because we're understanding the lingo of what it is to budget now. To realize, have a savings, not like you put $50 over here today and then you done withdrew that 40 of that shit by Friday and you just put that shit in there on Monday. Like, that's not a savings, you know. But we're finding out that people are taking it more serious, because people want to actually do shit now. They don't want to just work a 9 to 5, pay bills, and then that's it, and retire, and then they can't even do shit when they retire because they ain't got no money, you know. People ain't thinking like that no more. They trying to make sure that they have all the time so they can have nest eggs and shit like that. And, you know, so actually niggas are paying bills on time. You know, people are paying a month out. You know, people are actually getting wiser with their shit because they're, you know, are learning. But then you have some, you gotta hit that absolute rock bottom for them to get it, you know, on a better board, on board with shit. But I look at it as when you become naive to shit, then that's when you don't want to grow. So I find out if you're not growing, if you're not learning something daily, even if it is just about yourself, you're not growing. And when you're not growing, that means you're not expanding. And if you're not expanding, that means you're fucking complacent in where you're at. That's all you want to be. This is where you want to be. You don't have nothing else lined up for yourself. And I can speak for, just myself. I knew at a very young age that I wanted to be successful. And I wanted to build on some shit that I never was even exposed to. So, like when you hit on the nose about going to college, like I was the first one to go to college on my mother's side.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the first to go to college on my dad, but I was the first and oldest granddaughter to attend college. And, at the end of the day, I ended up being actually the first person to graduate college on both sides of my family. And I didn't see that coming either. But I wanted to do something to make myself successful. And when I was in school, I actually thought about a major that you can tweak, you can add, you can do a lot in, versus just thinking of something common I can just go to trade school for. So that's actually why I chose to be in accounting, because I actually liked it in high school. And I had one teacher out of all the teachers, because you don't learn shit in high school any fucking way, or you don't remember, or you don't remember that shit any fucking way, But you always got like one teacher that like sparked your interest in something, and she was the one that sparked my interest in, how businesses are ran and how you can actually apply the same science to a regular schmegular life with an income and bills and kids. So I was like, oh, well, I think I want to stay in the finance field then, because you're going to always need help with that. And that's why I stayed in it. And, thankfully, I've been able to have a career in it as well. I was able to do something with my motherfucking degree. That was also a blessing as well, to actually still be motivated and also still like what I went to school for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my thought process didn't change like I thought it probably would, because you be so undecisive in your fucking early 20s and teens about shit in life. And then you realize, like, oh shit, I did this and I don't even like this shit no more, But I'm kind of glad I didn't have that. But I think also, looking at that motherfucking debt, like, maybe you'd be like, nah, bitch, you better stay in it. I was in, but that's the price you pay. So guess I can look at it like that. But I mean, real talk, I teach financial literacy to my oldest. And she's like, I'm fine. I don't need to go to university because I don't want to be in debt.
Hey.
And I'm like, hey, mom got your back. Whatever you're interested in, I got you. We can go from here. But that's what she want to do. Because she understands debt. I didn't understand debt. Then I was just trying to get a degree because that's what the world and society said you should do, is get your degree, work your 9 to 5, retire, and then,
that the smirk you making, it reminds me of black parents when they see you in your 20s and you buying stuff or you getting stuff and you coming to your own, and you be like, yeah, I just got this, and they be like, oh, all right. Yeah. Like, they know what's going to come with it. Like, they know, like, I've been there before. I messed up. I'm still working on that.
Right.
I got a Circuit City credit card I need to pay off. I got Blockbuster on my shit. Shit that don't exist no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was $17 and y'all want to charge me $700 now? Nah.
Right.
So, you know what? You just reminded me.
Yeah.
So when I was in elementary school, I think it was 4th grade. I was given this placement test, like out the blue, for math and science.
Okay.
And I placed like in the 98% out or something like that.
Oh shit.
So the teachers told my mother, and they was like, I think you should put him in a magnet school.
Oh yeah.
And
that was the shit back in the day. Going to a magnet school.
Yeah. So my mother told me, asked me about it, and I was just like, I mean, that sounds like fun one day. The next week, I was withdrawn and put into a magnet school. And it was messed up because I was in elementary school. I had never been in class with like friends from the neighborhood or whatever.
Oh, shit.
And like even my brother at the time was in the same class. And I was just like, all right, bet. This is about to be lit. And the next thing you know, I was called to the office. You know, when you got called to the office, it was because you're going home because of something, or you going to the dentist or something like that. And it was like, nah, we taking you out of school. I was like, what I do? You know, so I go to this magnet school. It's way out in the boonies. The bus picks me up in front of my house. Never had that happen before, but it picked me up at 6:30 in the morning. So I left school I left home when it was dark. Like I'm getting to know a bus driver on a first name basis because it's like me and
you trusting what you did life.
me and 8 other people that's in this particular part of town that's going to this school now, and like literally it would go from like here to Cheverly to Nally to Glen Arden, and then we would go all the way out Bellsville. Yeah,
I know exactly what school. I did pass a cornfield or some shit.
Yeah. So I get to the school and it's like 85% white people. Never been to a school and it was like that. So it was very different. Had a lot of experiences, a little bit of racism and some other stuff, but I'm going to get into that. But by the time I got out of 6th grade, I was taking Algebra 2 Trig. And I was put into a program at Maryland University, taking trigonometry in 7th grade. During the summer, I had no life. I was tutoring juniors in my freshman year of high school.
What?
Yeah, because I was so advanced. And I got put on the path like you to be an accountant. Mm-hmm. But then when I was in the class with the other people, I was just like, this is not going to be my life. Like I'm good with numbers, but my life isn't numbers. Right. I'm thinking about, the Goofy movie and the difference between Max and his girl dog and shit like this. And y'all talking about trigonometry and shit. I'm just like, this is not me. I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z and shit like this. Niggas don't understand that though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you get put on a path, or you see something that you like see on TV, you idolize it, or you try to imitate it and think that's what life is. Yeah. You don't know what life is until you get there. Yeah, till you start living it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I'm teaching my kids to just fucking live. Like, I bet you're gonna have to make your own rules for life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be there to make them for you because I'm not.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make your own rules in life. Because I realized that even though I'm 35 years old, I realized the bullshit rules I was taught or raised to believe was some bullshit. It didn't work out. Like, it didn't work out the way they said, you know.
Yeah, that TV show was some bullshit. It did not work out. Now it's a blueprint, but not an exact plan.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can make a blueprint to build the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna get changed at least 100 times before it's actually finished. Because it's gonna be like, nah, maybe we'll be the 3rd tallest building.
Yeah. Maybe fuck it. We do.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna put a strawberry at the top of this bitch. We don't need that fancy little weather machine. Right. You know what I'm saying? Something stupid.
Right.
I don't know. But so what school did you go to?
South Carolina State University, HBCU.
HBCU. What made you choose that school?
Real talk, because all my family lit out South Carolina. But nah, for real, I did apply to Maryland U. I applied to Virginia Commonwealth. And I applied to St. Augustine and Penn State. A couple of them was like, okay, you can come here, but you gotta do a year at a community college to get some type of prerequisites out the way. And then, like, I had my final say so on either going to South Carolina State or actually because I applied to DeVry too to do accounting.
Yeah.
Or go to DeVry. My mother said, if you don't get your ass the fuck up out of here and go live, you'll never have the opportunity again. Why the fuck do you want to stay home when your father got your back? You know, I was blessed to have parents that was financially able to, you know, fit that bill. You know, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go out of state. And then I was down there with some family, you know what I'm saying, but I went all the way down there. But when I got there, I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have. Like, fuck, because it was totally opposite from what I was used to. I felt like because I was by myself, I had no friends or nobody I knew. Our real life was by myself down there, John. When I landed, I was by myself. I was like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? What the fuck? But I learned, I adapted. You know, I gained some friends along the way. A couple of them still I am friends with out of the ordeal. And I learned how to live as an adult. Like, that was the biggest life lesson. I learned how to live as an adult. That's where I started at when I was at HBCU. Like, I learned how to be an adult. And that wasn't something that was taught. It was just lessons, learning from mistakes, you know, bringing them into opportunities. And then, you know, fucked around and got pregnant. And yes, he was a local nigga. You know,
he wasn't a transplant. Basically, what you trying to say.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Nah, we wasn't in class together. Nah, you know, met him at a club with some shit. You know, down south you could do shit. Down there you couldn't do it here in DC, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, shit was ill. Them clubs was ill. Like, I was like, what? I could buy liquor at the bar at 17? What? You know, but shit was real. But when I got pregnant with my daughter, that was the biggest test for me in life. Was I going to fall or was I going to keep standing strong? And when I had my daughter, I was like, nah, I'm going to finish. And I actually stayed down south for that purpose of finishing, because I said if I move back home, I may take the risk of not finishing school. Because I may get too caught up in the lifestyle at home and shit like that. So, I'm going to stay away a couple more years, y'all. I got to finish this school. I got to get this degree underneath my belt. And then I'll be back home. And it worked out just like that. Just like that. That was my motivation to actually get a degree. Not only on top of having a kid, but the fact that I felt like I was by myself. This was a goal of mine I had to accomplish, was to get my degree no matter what. And I pushed myself so hard to do it. I didn't really have that many cheerleaders. Of course, I had my family support. You know, they definitely helped me with getting through some times where I was wanting to say, fuck this shit. I'm coming back home. And they'd be like, nah, bitch, you been down there all this time. Get your motherfucking degree and stop tripping. You know, I appreciate y'all for that. Like, because y'all realize made me understand, like, I had shit to do. And I need to do it and get it done and shut the fuck up and just do it. You got the opportunity in front of you, bitch, just do it. And that was the best decision in my life. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in 2011. And that's something can't nobody take from me.
Hell, you got the bills to prove it. Like, yeah, that's all me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Anything in life, you should go at it just like that. Anything you want in life, you should go at it with that common denominator. Like, you can do that shit. And you can do it as long as you work for it and work hard enough. You can have it.
I told myself I was going to be a Ninja Turtle. And
he did, y'all, especially when we was kids.
And minus the skin color, I got the face and the head, but I just ain't grow the shell yet. And I think once these karate lessons come, actually it needs to be ninjutsu. Once the ninjutsu lessons come through, I think I'm gonna make it happen. But it's only gonna be at night, and only select a few people will know my secret. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be exposing the fact that I could stop crime. as a grown
oh shit,
martial artist reptile to everybody. And then they gonna ask me to come to birthday parties and where's the mask and the swords and shit. Like, man, get off my back! I just want to drink this Hennessy. I ain't a celebrity.
Stupid.
Oh man. So early when you was talking about wax, you made me think about a very nostalgic moment. Oh. So I can't remember the year. But remember when the Bandit was in the yard?
Yes.
Okay. And you had that station wagon.
Yes, the Crown Vic Blue Jones.
Yeah. Now,
Baby Huey.
Yeah, like I said, I don't remember the year, but the Bandit was in the yard.
It might have been 2003.
Was it that far back?
Yeah, I was a senior in high school when I had the Baby Huey.
So it might have been 2003, the summer 2003.
Okay.
It was me, you, and Dwayne. And we was trying to smoke. And we was like, we gonna smoke in the Bandit. I think I remember this one. And we didn't have no lighter. And I was rolling up the weed. I was like, damn. I was like, you got a lighter in your purse? You was like, nah. So I was like, fuck, I ain't got no lighter either. I was like, all right, Dwayne, go in my house. There's a candle on the dresser next to my bed. Go light the candle and bring it out here, right? And this nigga was taking forever. I was like, what is this nigga doing? And this how long ago it was. I had a phone with a digital answer machine. And I called the nigga. I called my phone and yelled at the nigga on the answer machine to do with the shit. And the nigga came outside laughing and was like, yeah, nigga, I heard you. And I never forget this shit. We got high, laughed that shit off. And the next day, my mother asked me what I was doing in the house. I said, what do you mean? And she hit play on the answer machine. And I was like, I was supposed to erase that. All the evidence in the world. And I'm just like I was like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? It's right next to this. Hey, don't forget to cut the gas off on the stove. I was just like, I incriminated the shit out myself. I was just like, I sit back and laugh.
I just remember that night, it was very smoky in that motherfucking car. And that's when Dwayne came back with the homemade college bongs and shit. And he was showing us how they smoke out of makeshift bongs.
Yeah, we was smoking out of apples and shit. Some shit I ain't never seen before. Pepsi cans. I was like, man. And then he brought that college living life back up here because he was rolling the smallest J's I ever seen in my life. I was like,
way past. I
was like, why are 3 people on this little ass J? This not even. This is literally.
This is what like 17, 18, 19. 17, 18, 19.
Hey, that's how you knew times was rough for them.
Yeah, no bullshit. College life, shit was struggle, man.
And that's another reason why I didn't do school, because I know me. At that time, I was the I don't want to say people pleaser, but I went with the flow. So like if somebody came by my classroom and they was teaching and they was like, hey man, we about to go do something, I'd be like, man, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just, and then you in college, so it's not like the teacher be like, where you going? They don't care. This is all on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to grasp this material, take these tests, pass, and get your degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know me, and then I'm gonna be like, I don't like the way you talking, or you talking too fast, and you're not going to slow down or compensate for each student.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm an audio learner.
If you a person, what do you call them when they both visual and hands on?
Ambidextrous? Well, no. I forgot what it's called.
If you're one of the type of people that learn like that, sometimes, depending on the instructor, like if you will actually grasp the information on that.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, like, college is not for people who have like a 30-second attention span. Like, like if a butterfly came in the room and that's it, like focus on that shit, that's it. But it's not for everyone. But I will say, if you want to take a class just to like get it out your system, you can go to community college for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Until you make your mind up if that's what you realize like want to do. Because people don't realize this shit is, sometimes it may be a waste of your time.
Yeah.
You know, you spend all that money and go to school and then you like, fuck, I ain't doing shit with this shit. You know?
I knew when I graduated high school that working was going to be my next step. And I literally didn't have a plan. Like it wasn't like, all right, I want to become a pilot, or I want to, play football, nothing like that. Like
right.
the loss of love of football happened in high school when one of my classmates' father became the coach, and it became basically a place where if you didn't ride the son's coach's dick, you wasn't playing. And I was like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in this joint busting out 2-a-days, and you know what I'm saying? I got to be around this motherfucker and kiss his ass just to get a little shine or acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't with that shit. That ain't me. So for me, my first job, like most people, was McDonald's. And I got fired on my day off like Craig. And it was bad. But after that, I had a couple other little bullshit jobs. But when I started working at this construction supply place, I kind of flourished. Starting out in the warehouse, I became assistant manager, then I got into the sales field. Then I realized that my gift was the gift of gab. Once I acquire enough knowledge about a product, I can sell it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like been the focus of my field, and then life started happening and all that other crazy stuff.
See where you just said life just started happening.
Yeah, literally. Like,
yes.
Like, let me see. What I can't think of the year off the top of my head, but okay. All right, this is what happened. So I was, working at the job or whatever, and I'm fairly new to the sales position, right?
Okay. But you have to sell them, though. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, so this guy comes in, black dude, young, probably around my age. I was in my early 20s at the time. He asked for a job application. I was like, cool, no problem. Let me go grab it. This is back in the day, 2006, 2007, back when people were still doing paper applications. It's rare these days, but yeah.
Oh, I remember.
So I get him the application. He asked, could he use the bathroom? I said, sure. I pointed out. He went to the bathroom and he left. It's like around 11:15. I go to lunch at 12:30. 12:30 come. I, tell my coworkers I'm about to go to lunch.
All right.
I go outside and my car is gone. So now at the time, I was cool with my brother, and I thought that, maybe he moved my car. Because we mess around like that sometimes. Okay. So I called him. He said, I ain't even on that side of town. Cool. I asked the guys next door, because they fuck around too, and they'll like use the big ass forklifts that they have, and they'll move the shit. They said no. I go back in. I look at the security camera, and the guy that I gave the application to came in, took the application, and went in the parking lot and stole my car. At the time, I had it was like a 88 Delta or something like that. So it was like an easy mark. But I was like, this motherfucker came in, smiled in my face, and stole my goddamn car. He really didn't know it was my car, but he just so happened to be talking to his victim. And I was like, why me? Out of all people, why me?
All people, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a month goes by. I get a letter in the mail from this tow yard, right? And right up there in Capitol Heights on Ritchie Road, they's telling me that my vehicle has been there for like 29 days and I owed X amount of dollars in storage fee. I'm like, how the fuck do I owe storage fee when my car was stolen?
Yeah.
I go up to the storage yard. I get a copy of the police report.
Yeah.
And it said that it was found the day that it was stolen on Central Avenue. They ran out of gas. Now, at this time, George Bush was in office and gas was like $4.
$5 a gallon.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, niggas was stealing gas.
Yeah, niggas was ciphering gas out of niggas.
I had
that shit.
Because I had an issue with my gas tank, with somebody stealing gas. Or at least I thought it was, because I came outside and my gas tank was open. So I had this gas cap lock that when you closed it, it like spread open, so you couldn't remove it, and you had to unlock it with a key. Okay. So they couldn't get in there. Yeah. So these niggas ran out of gas, joyriding or whatever, left the car right there, and they got, taken to the salvage shop. I get up there, I got a copy of the police report. I'm like, look, I ain't paying shit. Bring me my car. That's what's going to happen. They telling me, no, we need an officer to come release it and all this other bullshit. I get on the phone with PGPD. They call somebody up there. And 10 minutes after the cop arrives and I'm explaining the situation, I see my car coming down the road on the back of a tow truck being brought into the yard. What these motherfuckers didn't say up front is that they had my car up at Timonium in their main yard and they was about to sell the bitch.
Oh, shit.
So they was covering up with the bullshit. Yeah. Because they told me my shit was here in Capitol Heights. I was like, you motherfuckers were just going to take my shit because you thought I abandoned my vehicle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got my fucking car back. I went off on a lady that worked inside. I really shouldn't have because she was technically just doing her job. But fuck her. And I get into my car. My ignition is fucked up. Oh, there's blunt guts everywhere. Remember niggas used to have big books of CD cases?
Yeah.
They didn't take the book. They took all the rings with the CDs out of it. There was a book bag with like homework in it. Yeah. Somebody's weave. I was like, this shit is ridiculous, man. I don't know what they did in my car in those few short hours, but they was lit. But, and I was just like, yeah. I should have known then that was like the start of my life going in a crazy direction. Oh, shit. Because I was just like, out of all people, they took my shit. I just became a target. And I was just like, it's not fair. And to be quite honest, it didn't get much better after that. I ain't saying that I didn't have any, highlights and everything, because I do. But it got weirder and weirder. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what can I think happened next? Honestly, it's if I'm thinking lineage wise, besides the time, okay, I do remember when I got my car back, and I got Tony to replace my steering column, and I got all this work done, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, bet. I'm about to sell this car. I'm about to give me something else. I've saved up my money. And I had left the car there at the house to get like a radiator put in or something like that. So at the time, I was working right down the street from the house. So I caught the bus. Okay. I come home, hopping off the bus, and I walk past my car and I just see this blue streak all along the driver's side, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Huh? So your cousin comes out the house, who owns a Blue Roadmaster. He's like, I was going to call you about that. And I'm just looking at my car and listening to him, and like, you know how someone telling you some bullshit and you
don't even hear nothing. You just hear go wah 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 wah.
And he's like, you heard me? I was like, what happened? I was turning around and I overcompensated and I touched your car. And look, I'm already on 4 different payment plans with people, and I can just put you on the list. And I looked at him. I looked at him and was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, man, just let me know what you want to do." I just walked away. I sold the car. I just, and I used that money for the down payment on my new car. I was just like,
oh shit.
He said I was going to call you. I said, when did this happen? It was like 11 o'clock. It's 4:30 right now.
Nah, nigga, you weren't gonna call.
You know what I'm saying? That was coming up with an excuse time, and all that time had elapsed. So,
oh shit,
that's my life.
Oh,
shit. Regardless of what anybody says, I'm not saying that I have the best of luck. I'm not saying I have the worst of luck, but I do have weird occurrences.
It be some wild ass stories out there. I'm just glad you got your platform where like you can realize.
Yeah.
Tell the stories, because people realize. I said once, oh man, when you told me about this story when you was at the bar or something, and somebody was pregnant and they was drinking. There was a drinking bartender, but she was pregnant. Oh, actually put a cigarette.
It was me, my nephew, and it was Lil D, Donnie, Kevin, and Spider, and like literally, that's how we sat at the bar. Like the names I lined up is how we sat. I sat at the end, and the bartender that was on the end servicing them happened to be pregnant, and I guess they were conversing, and I'm just looking at a distance. I knew that she was making up like special drinks or whatever just to give them a feel what they wanted to drink. I didn't know she was taking shots until someone had mentioned it. So I was like, wow, she's pregnant, clearly pregnant, and also drinking alcohol. And when I went outside to smoke a cigarette, probably 5 minutes into that, she comes outside and asks for a light with a cigarette in her hand. And I'm just like, I just turned around. I was like, I ain't got one. And my man, who apparently didn't judge, was like, here you go. I was just like, CPS. Somebody call CPS. This child does not have a fit mother. So now that you bring up that night, it was something else something that happened that night, right? So that was a spur of the moment trip. Like originally we were supposed to go somewhere else. We ended up at Fridays.
Okay.
So I ended up sitting next to these two ladies. They both happen to be from Georgia. I started a conversation with them. And one of the girls ended up leaving, and a guy comes and sits in her seat. And random guy, never met him from Adam. He sparks up a conversation while he's ordering his drink from the bartender, right? He's like, what you drinking? I tell him. And he says, yeah, I came over with this drink because I frequent this, this Fridays a lot. You should try it. It's actually pretty good. I said, sure, okay. The bartender brings the drink. The guy takes his straw, takes the wrapper out of the straw, puts his straw in the drink, drinks it, right?
Oh, shit.
He drinks the drink, and then he says, hey, man, you want to try it? I said, I'll probably try one later on. He takes his straw out of the drink and puts it next to my face. And I'm like this. And I'm like, oh. I was like,
you had the drink up to your face.
Yeah. And I'm looking out the corner of my eye and my other eye, I'm looking at the bartender. The bartender stopped wiping the glass and looked. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, bruh. He was like, okay. And turned around. And I'm just like,
that man was real loud to give you a sip.
He was about to rape my face with this glass. And no one saw this or except for the bartender, and came to my aid. So I'm scared on the inside at this point, right? The nigga gets up and walks away. I stand up and look over to my four folks, and I'm like, nigga. Ain't nobody see the nigga try to force the drink on me and shit? They was like, oh, I thought you knew him. I said, dog, this happens to me. This happens to me. When you see something weird, help. The bartender leans over and said, "Hey, bro, I thought you was gonna drink that shit." I'm like, "Fuck no, I didn't know this nigga."
Hey.
So he comes back. He pays his bill. He leaves. When he leaves, I move to the other side of the bar. My man Donnie comes over and joins me. We start conversation with these table of girls. Like 45 minutes later, the guy comes back in a whole different outfit and he's looking around the bar. I don't know what he did or why he changed clothes and came back, but it looked like he was looking for me. And I was hiding. I was in the booth hiding, trying to stay away from this nigga. Donnie was like, "Hey, ain't that your man?" I said, "Dog, it's time to go. It's time to go."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can't make this shit up. I got witnesses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just, it was like a regular Sunday outing that went left. That went left. Like, I was like, we spent too much time here. We spent too much time here, and now this happened.
This shit is out of order.
You know, it's I don't know.
Oh, shit.
You know, I'm glad that my pain brings people joy. Because your face is turning red right now, and you're a black woman. This shit is bad, people. Shit. This shit is bad.
You know, I'm goofy as hell. I can't help it. I laugh at everything. No. I tell people in advance, like, I am not the friend you bring around for a top secret quiet mission.
Hey, we going to jail. I apologize in advance. We going to jail.
I'm a cackle. I'm sorry. I'm going to cackle.
Let you do some dumb shit in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying?
I'm giving this up.
If I get caught, hey, look, it caught us. This shit was too funny.
But that was my shit in school, though, when I was a little girl. Is I used to get in trouble in class for fucking laughing and talking as a kid. Like, I used to get in trouble because I used to always sit beside the motherfucking class clowns and shit. And I'm in trouble because I'm laughing at their jokes, but the teacher don't hear them joking. They just hear me laughing. So I used to get kicked out of class and be told you can't sit next to certain people in class. You know, I used to get in trouble for laughing all the time.
I used to make people laugh, and I was dead serious.
You can say something that is like a million times funny with the straightest motherfucking face.
That's because I'm speaking. I'm speaking with conviction from my heart. Like this shit really happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess because it's like your tone, you stay in the same tone when you tell the story. So
because
don't nobody believe.
I'm living in that moment in my head when I'm telling. Like it's like I'm bright. It's like a fade back to that memory in my mind, and I remember everything, the emotion, the intensity, the sadness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
I was last Sunday. We had a surprise cookout for my mother. I was talking to my god sister, and I was like, I remember the time we was just talking about growing up in the house. I was like, I remember one time I got smart with my mother, and I tried to outrun her, and I thought because of my youth, minus her experience, that I could get away. I was like, all I gotta do is get out the house. And bet. Like, it started in the dining room. Got out the dining room. I heard her coming. Went to the front door, got the bottom lock unlocked. Yank, top lock on. Shit. I turn around. I'll go right. She cut me off on the other side of the coffee table. I was like, I got it. I'm going to juke my mother. I went left and faked back right, and I just saw rings coming.
Oh, that's what she used to have, all the rings.
She used to have rings on her fingers. I saw rings coming, and then I remember waking up seeing red, blue, and black dots. I don't remember the hit. I remember waking up from being hit.
God damn.
And she said, "Now take your smart ass mouth upstairs." Yeah. My mother don't even cuss no more. That's when she was
Miss B. Like, you better not play with Miss B.
Man.
No, I fear for my life coming over this job. Because I was like, one wrong move.
Look, I'm going to tell you something right now.
But she's so chill now. You would not think that. She's so chill, man.
You couldn't even let a teardrop fall. You had to have the strongest eyelids in the world. Yeah. Because if you let a teardrop fall, that meant that you didn't respect nothing she said. And then the backhand would be so quick. It just like, why is my face hot? And then you feel the pain.
For the post.
Exactly. All right. How you doing on time? You gotta get ready, Scott.
You know, life as a mom, you know, you gotta pick up the chaps and shit from grandma's house because they be like, I'm leaving around this certain time. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, before you get out of here, why don't you tell the people where they can reach you at?
So I am reinventing my Instagram.
Okay.
So far, I'm building it, but you all can follow me on Instagram too. It is The Nicest Universe, THANICEST Universe, UNIVERSE. Of course, Facebook is just Ladaria, LADARIA. I do post my business as well. I try to be very inspirational every day. Because that's real life how I live my life. Like, I ain't fake. That's real life how I live my life. You know, I believe in being happy. So I choose to be fucking happy. So this is all I know. I'm sorry. But I do try to be real and genuine on my social media. So, you know, forgive me for cursing. That's just how I talk. You know, I can help it. I don't think I'm sorry. So it is what it is.
Hey, you know, if God knows your heart, you know.
I mean, well. I mean, well. But yep, I'm on those two platforms right now. So check me out. And I'll try to post a little bit more daily now that I'm rebuilding both of my social media sites. That's what I'm working on. Yeah.
And what was the website name again for Scentsy?
So my Scentsy website is THANICEST .Scentsy SCENTSY.US. Yes, I have to spell for people out here. Thank you. But yep, come check me out, and you can also send me a message if you got questions about products on my website as well. I will respond. Unless you're a scammer or something, you know, I'm not going to respond because I get those type of questions as well. But, yep, you can find me on here, or if, you know him personally, Terrence personally, you can get in touch with me that way too.
Yeah, and I got all the time in the world for scammers. I keep them on the phone for hours. We go grocery shopping. We talk to random people and everything. As long as I'm talking to you, you can't go out there and work somebody else. I mean, some days I don't got time, but when I got time, nigga, you gonna remember this story. You gonna remember this story. Yeah, I'm going by gift card racks and stores and read numbers off of there. Yeah, try this one. Damn, hold on, let me get my MasterCard.
Hey, I would hate you.
Hey, like I said, when I got time, I got time. But
I enjoyed this.
I appreciate you coming by. I know you got a busy schedule and everything. You know, it's hard to...
Thank you for the invite. Like, I feel so fucking special, you know?
Well, I had to. I knew if I, did all this and put it out there and then were like, hey, and just walked off. Yeah, like, that's how you feel?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking of that, there is a Juneteenth cookout that's going on next year. Where you can set up as a vendor.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna give you the information about that. Okay. And once I get all those details together, I'm gonna start posting it more on my sites. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another installment of the I Can't Make This Up podcast. Oh, yeah. Make sure you check this out on everywhere podcasts are available. Anchor FM, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and Apple coming real soon. You can also check this out at YouTube at I Can't Make This Up, Instagram, I Can't Make This Up PC, Facebook, Landover Presents I Can't Make This Up podcast. I am your host, the Landover Legend, aka Big T. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that other YouTube stuff. As far as comments go and everything like that, I take all comments and I delete negative ones if I feel as though it's necessary. Or I'll get some comedians or whatever to talk about you. You know, all depends on how I'm feeling. You know, but thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time.